So this is a reminder that networking is a skill that you learn from other people, and it's not just gotten because your parents had a lot of money. That doesn't mean that suddenly you have this big network, or that you know a lot of people in certain industries even. Because networking is something that can be learned regardless of who your parents are or who they aren't. And I'm going to tell a little bit of a personal story here, and I used to be really kind of embarrassed to talk about this, and in fact my mom, who isn't even on Facebook, was like, "Don't tell this story, everybody will hate you." Well, I might as well just tell this story. And that is, my parents made quite a bit of money, but neither of them got serious about entrepreneurship. I mean, my dad, he had a couple clients, but he never got really serious about making money as an entrepreneur, so he didn't really know what to do with that, and he didn't want to do any marketing or sales or any of that stuff that you need to be successful as an entrepreneur. But in spite of the fact that neither of my parents were into the entrepreneurship, they ended up with quite a bit of money, because my dad's last job paid him an awful lot. So he was able to retire from there, and they go on these fancy vacations. And if you know how expensive Disney World is, we went 6 years ago, but it's that's just an example. And I went to that fancy hotel in New Hampshire with them because they have all this money from, their jobs. Especially my dad made quite a bit, but he wasn't big on networking. But the good news is, no matter who your parents are, whether you had wealthy parents, poor parents, they were entrepreneurs, or they weren't, networking is a skill you can learn. So when I first found out about things like joining masterminds and coffee chats and all this stuff, I didn't even know what any of it was. I just knew that I needed to network. And my mom often struggled to hire the right people for things because she didn't really have a strategy for getting references from people, especially initially. She's better now, but there's still a lot of uncertainty about that stuff. How do you know that this person is somebody to hire? Any of that stuff. But here's the thing, I'm not constrained by any of that, because we have tools like social media that my parents don't use, that older people don't use. So we have these tools, and we can use them to help us network. And you can network on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on any of the social sites. You can network, go to events and meet people offline. And so there's various ways to meet different types of people, and you can learn how to do that. And you can learn how to network in different circles, because each social group and different types of people have different styles and ways of networking. So depending on what you're looking for, there might be a preferred way to talk to people or to get to know people. Or you could network by knowing somebody really well, and then they could introduce you to somebody else, and that's how a lot of people get referrals. So it's not like there's one right way to network, because there's so many different ways. And when I first got started in this, I knew somebody who was find all the old numbers in your phone and call all of those people to see if they would be interested in your coaching. And if those people weren't people that you got like from some prior business, that's not really the best strategy. So strategies have to be tailored to you and your particular circumstances and what you're good at and comfortable with, but also you have to be willing to expand outside of your comfort zone and get comfortable being uncomfortable and just do it. And even if you think, I'm really terrible at networking, I'm like the worst person in the world at it, nobody likes me, it's not really true, because you're on a social networking site, so you're already good at networking. It's just that even though you're good at networking, you always have the ability to get better. And it's something I'm always working to improve my networking and communication skills as well. So it's not like, oh, like I've mastered everything and so now I know everything about networking, because I really don't. It's a work in progress. It's something that I'm always working on getting better at. And even if you think, well, I'm really good in certain circles, like certain people really like me, I really know how to work a room, or I really know how to have those deep, intimate conversations one-on-one with people, there's always a way that you could improve. And especially when you're trying to achieve certain goals and nobody you already know knows how to help you, there's strategies that you can use, like joining the right type of groups and getting to know the right types of people better. And I go into depth on all this stuff in my new program, Limitless, which is a one-on-one program. I'm not going to talk about it too much here because it's 4 weeks. It's one-on-one. I'll help you not only figure out strategies, but how to consistently come up with your own networking strategies and get better at it. And most importantly, I'll really help you with your confidence in knowing that you're already good and that you're just going to get better. Have a great day.